A very special thank you to everybody who tunes in to the Justin Podcast. And I also want to give a special thanks to all my sponsors.
He's a pioneer and the voice for XTV East Coast. He's the XTV Hall of Famer. And now, Justin Turkey Legs brings his famous voice to the podcast world. This is Justin's podcast.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another edition of Justin's Podcast. Ugh. Keep this door open. I don't mean to sound all somber and in a bad mood, man. It's so much stuff going on in my damn life, and it's not that it's bad. It's just misfortune after misfortune. And this is Tuesday that I'm recording this, and I've had 5 days off. Think about that. You work at your job, you wish you had 5 days off. Well, I did, and you know what? I made them as good as I could possibly make them. Due to my circumstances, and it's just that, when you get used to certain things, like me particularly, being used to having transportation, my own transportation. And look, at some shit in my cup. What the fuck is this? You get used to those things, and so when those things start to fall apart, it makes you uncomfortable. And that's where I'm at, ladies and gentlemen. Like I said, I apologize for being somber. Right now, I got the maintenance people. They supposed to be coming over here to be looking at my dishwasher because it's not draining. I don't know why. So I got that going on. That's why I had to open the door so I can listen out for them. But yeah, man, it just continues. The last podcast I put out was my podcast on Run 4, and I feel like this is a good follow up because things didn't happen. Things didn't go happily ever after. Now I did have that run again 2 weeks later, and it was not nowhere near as gruesome as the first time. Not even close. Which I thank God for. But my goodness, if it ain't one thing, it's another with this damn car. I don't know what the hell. I mean, I got a new starter. I got a brand new battery. Whatever next? As my girl Foxy would say. Who knows? Good show I got though coming up for you, ladies and gentlemen. Part one of my talk with Big Trunk Steve Matic. This is something that we did way back in 2016, and I mean, I don't know. I had a role going. When Trunks was supposed to find his way in that groove. If this was a weekly, episodic type of thing, then I guess my guests and when they dropped would make a whole lot more sense. But since it's not, they don't. So here it is. This is a good conversation that me and Trunks had. I think that anytime me and Trunks get together, it's always a good time. And somebody had said it to me earlier on. Justin, you ain't really been dropping podcasts, and I apologize for that. I feel bad about it. So here it is. Part one of my talk with Big Trunks D-Matic. I'm going to go ahead and keep this intro short because I'm all somber and sad. I'm going to go ahead and do this intro, do the close, and do some little commercials up in there, and call it a day for me. But yeah, man, hopefully, this talk that I had with Big Trunks ain't as somber. I got like a few different conversations with Big Trunks that's going to be coming out in the future. And I'm not really sure about exactly when I'm going to drop them, but finally, here's the first one. Yeah, I got like 3 different ones. So one of them I know I'm not going to put out because it's just 2 guys talking, but it's just so sad and the topic is so sad, and things just get kind of, I don't know, just not good, you know. But hey, can't nothing be more poor than this performance of an intro, right? Just joking. Hope you guys are having a good day, a better day than mine is. And hey, listen, don't feel sorry for me. Life is good. It is a good time. Trust me, it is a good time. I mean, it's just sometimes changes can be rough. The first day of everything is always the weirdest. I will say. And it's things breaking down here and there, but really everything is good. We all got our health, and believe it or not, I'm finna smoke this blunt. I'm happy as hell. Lots of good things happening in the world of XTV. XTV World has launched. Today is the day that we got like a whole bunch of likes and stuff on the Nicki Minaj versus Yosi situation. Getting feedback from that. So lots of good stuff, lots of good pay-per-views coming on the way. We're still waiting on the SummerSlam from the West Coast. But just fathom that though, ladies and gentlemen. XTV World. We've been talking about this for so many years. XTV versus the world. XTV this, XTV that.
Quite the choice.
We finally have it. XTV World. There's Terry Williams there in the background. Oh yeah, that was something on YouTube I was watching. Yeah, I'm listening out for the maintenance man. They know to come over here and these motherfuckers, they'll just come and walk in your shit, I had to go check real quick. So yeah, that's pretty much the gist of that though, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, like I said, I ain't gonna ramble on too much longer. This is just the intro. This is now my conversation with Big Trunks D-Matic. No two people sleep exactly alike. No two people do anything alike. So, Helix Mattress understands that. And right now, if you go on to their website, you can get yourself a 90-day free trial. That's right. Because sometimes, you go to the store and you'll buy yourself a mattress and then you'll lay on it and you're like, hey, this is a good mattress. Then you get home and, it's time for the real deal, whether you're getting some hippity-dippity from your girl or whether you're just trying to get you some nice, comfortable sleep because you got to go to work or go to school tomorrow. Come to find out, you don't like it after all. Well, with Helix.com, before you purchase anything, you get you a free 90 days. I think it might even be 100 days. one of the two. But either way, it's a hell of a bargain. And all you got to do is go to helixmattress.com. That's helixmattress.com. You got anything to add to that, RJ? Certain restrictions may apply. See website for details. Trunks, I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this for you. I'm doing this for the sake of history. Now, I don't know where this podcast is going to go. I didn't prepare any questions or, anything like that. I always have, notes and, all kind of stuff. I always have everything prepared for what I want to ask any of my guests. But, with Trunks, he's my best friend, ladies and gentlemen. And, I don't have nothing to talk about with you. But I'm sure that you have a whole lot to say. And we're just going to go ahead and get into it. Hello, my friend. Ladies and gentlemen, the legend. Let it be known who this motherfucker is. This motherfucker! This my motherfucking friend! What's up, Trunks?
I'm Big Trunks D-Matic. And I'm like, with nothing to lose.
We the same.
We crazy as fuck, and we getting on each other's nerves.
Yep. We talked about this last night. You said, I said, he's like, you said, Justin, I've always been a thorn in your side. And I said, Trunks, you asked me, like, how are you still my friend? And it's like, how can I get mad at what I am?
Exactly.
You
got a dirty Sprite going on, Justin?
Nah, that's clean spread.
Ladies and gentlemen, I first want to thank you, my friend, for letting me on your podcast.
Anytime, Trunks.
Professional as hell for not having no notes for me.
Why in the hell would I have notes for you, Trunks?
Because you need notes to ask me certain questions.
I don't need no
I don't
notes
even
to
know
ask.
where we going to start on this podcast.
Well, I got this. Trunks, you know how long I've been hosting on XTV?
A very long ass time.
I got this. Now listen to me. Everybody, Trunks, listen. Trunks, you are probably the single most interviewed motherfucker on XTV, bar none. You in pain.
Yeah, I was going to say
Yeah, you in pain.
In his ass.
You in pain.
He talked the most.
He do. I agree.
Them damn crackheads never shut the fuck up.
Trunks, everybody done already asked you everything. I feel like I know your history, but I already know that we're going to establish many, many more things.
Yeah.
Okay?
Alright.
Now, with that being said, let's talk about what we done already talked about and just get that. Let's if you ain't never heard of my good friend, ladies and gentlemen, because y'all, you know, they probably, you know, they might have heard your story, they might have heard my story, but they don't know our story.
Exactly.
You know, and that's what's important. But like I said, this will go wherever it go. You know what I mean?
That's how 90% was when I was on his podcast. Actually, he opened it up saying that. He said, "Look, man, I don't know."
Because this Trump, you different. You ain't like you not like a. Let's see, like who, like a detail. You not like him or like you not a gimmick. You just you.
You know, detail is gonna get very.
But they put gimmicks on you. Cause you done carried out many gimmicks along the way. You done been King Kong and Big Trunks. You done been the pimp. You done been the wrestler.
And it's still certain layers y'all don't even know about.
Exactly.
You know, the abusive father drunk. That era was 07 when I was always yelling at my kids. And Killer was actually my kid at one point.
Was that when you showed us the movie?
What movie?
It's like
Oh no.
Okay.
This was like 2 years before that, 07. And you know, it was just something, you know, this was before the Big Trunk shit popped off, and I wasn't really that popular in XTV. It was one of those things where I was kind of, you know, losing steam, and I was just doing all kind of different characters.
You feel like you was losing steam in 07?
Hell yeah, y'all leave it. We got it on tape. You know what I'm saying? Y'all.
We were saying that the East Coast
because it was.
Because it's likely.
It was evident, you know, because it got to the point where I just kept, you know, being a certain type of way.
Trunks, I'm gonna bring that chair and come close, because I noticed that, like, in these podcasts, like, sometimes we can't hear you that good when we be over there. I'm gonna put this closer right here and put it in the middle of both of us.
But no, I was saying that you know, I was at a crossroads. Like, I was still being the same, you know, D-Matic character, the old badass teenager. And, you know, it was just getting real old after a while, you know. And I was just really exploring elements of anger. It's like, damn, what else is angry? And, you know, we just, out of nowhere, that's when we used to record memos on the phone, because we had this, our first cell phone was this Altel phone, and it was like real small. We actually still got it. We just ain't got a charger, but it's super small. And it's just, all you can do on it is record voice memos. That's it, 60-second voice memos. You know what I mean? And so with that, we just randomly recorded me being an abusive, alcoholic drunk. And Killer was my kid. And he was like, man, you got to stop doing this, Dad. You know what I mean? I'm like, you don't tell me what the fuck to do. And I was like that. I was just, you know, a drunk. And that was a little storyline, but it didn't work. You know what I mean? It was funny as fuck at first.
Was that exclusive to the West Coast?
Yeah, because we did it real briefly, but like what happened was we eventually I had moved to talking about Jazz Misha. You know what I mean? Like that, I started talking about her. You know, I was like, this bitch did this with the kids, and you know that was so different for XTV West Coast. It's like, oh shit, it's some grown up shit. You know what I mean? And you know, like that was working for a long ass time.
Because you had a storyline with Jazz Misha?
Yeah. You know what I mean? And
which
then,
is also exclusive to the West Coast.
right, but I think we touched on it with the 90% thing. Like that was just something we just had a lot of fun with. We had a lot of fun with that shit. It was fun, like man. We was just in there watching Redman, do his interview on DJ Vlad. And he just said how, man, I think he kind of mentioned it, like, that was just a dope-ass era, 93, when Tribe and Wu-Tang and all that shit was going on. And, like, I feel like '07 for us on the West, like, that was the shit. You know what I mean? Like, everybody was there, and it was always good. That's when the real world was doing its thing. F&K, like, with Killer and shit, he was coming up, him and Wells. And man, that's why I say we should just have fun, like random stories about Jazz Meesh and me going in. Let me tell you about this bitch, and then it stopped working when '08 was kicking in, and that's when I said,
oh boy, '08 was the year to Tat.
It was the year Big Trunks D-Matic.
Really?
And it's just a damn shame. I always...
Did it come from, like, it stemmed from, like, a joke, or what?
It's like, it's crazy. Like, it seemed like all my gimmicks just came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
They was just laid on you.
Yeah, even when I became the, real angry teenager, that shit, the D-Mac and everything, like... That came because Super Duper had hyperventilated and he didn't like how he was treated in the hospital. So he used me to speak on, his experience. You know what I mean? And I became the voice of XTV with that. You know what I'm saying? That fizzled out.
Yeah.
And then, later on, the abusive alcoholic drunk, again, that came out of nowhere. And the Big Trunks D-Matic story, we just decided to hit record. This was '08. Before
you tell this story, I just want to know who was the main guy before you? Killer?
Before me, let's see. I'll say Killer.
I'm asking.
Hell nah. Killer came after me.
So the pain was like that when I had said something on his interview.
Yeah, cause Killer, like he
I'm just asking, like going back.
Like I guess the head is like, it was Pain. Definitely. It
Pain?
was like, Pain was
08? Or 07?
What you mean?
I'm saying, like, who was the main guy?
Well,
like,
when I wasn't doing that good?
Yeah, but right before they decided to make you the guy, the main talker.
The main talker was definitely Pain. Yeah. Before I was the voice, it was Pain. Like
07
and MZ. 07, nah, cause
you say 08 is when the year the Tat.
Oh, you talking about before cause I had gimmicks though.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like, I was always the voice for a long time.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah. Like,
so it was always you. But this year, now you doing this now.
Right. You know what I'm saying? But Killer was, he was number one though. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I was still on the list. Like doing the Big Trunks thing saved my career, man. It saved my life.
Yes, it did, Trunks. I mean, you've been Trunks since then.
Right, and
That's
I think
been
it's
the
longest,
staple.
This is the longest I've had a gimmick.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I don't know if it's going anywhere. I think it's like, this is it.
It makes sense.
You tried on different outfits. It's like, this is the one that fit.
Yeah, and when
it's funny to me because I was listening to a podcast this morning, and there was I don't remember who it was. Missy Hyatt was talking about the Von Erich boy. Or it might have been Steve Austin. And she said Kerry Von Erich was outside washing his car in his wrestling boots and his wrestling trunks and nothing else. And I just thought of your ass. And she was just like, what the hell is wrong with him?
Yeah.
And it's just like, yep, that's my friend.
Yeah, but it's just, I think Pain put it best on why why Big Trunks is always gonna work. It's like, first I was for the teenagers, then I was for the kids with the Donkey Kong shit. This is a character that everybody can relate to. You know what I mean? Like you know Hulk Hogan, even if you don't like wrestling,
right.
Or The Rock. You know what I mean? Because people trying to blacklist Hulk Hogan now, but
that's just rock the guy.
That's just what it is, though. You know what I'm saying? It's something everybody know. You know what I mean? Like that pop star or whatever the fuck. Yeah. And that's why it can't go nowhere. That's why it's gonna stay. Because everybody get
you the staple. Like, I mean, when I think of the West Coast, I can't help but think of you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, you and I definitely got to put DT there and like Monster, like, the like main guys, of course, Killer.
And a lot of people have asked me, like I think 90 asked me, like, did I ever see Killer being this big? And it's just crazy, like that Killer, got to this level though. Like to me, it's just always crazy because like he was just somebody that popped up every now and then, said what he had to say, and yes, it was funny, you know what I mean, and you remembered it, but you just never knew that he was gonna be the voice and he was gonna take over. How this shit gradually changed. Like we didn't plan this out. It happened. Even 90%, like that shit just happened. You know what I'm saying? It was just like, oh, let's do 90%, and it worked. Killer worked, and it still works. But yeah, it's crazy to me,
A staple in XTV.
Right. I mean, the whole evolution of it.
Anyway, exactly. He's homegrown though, and he probably wouldn't have appeared unless if it wasn't for Diddy Kong Racing.
Killer? Well,
was
yeah.
that Diddy Kong Racing that he appeared?
Yeah, but
originally.
But I'm talking about he actually got his voice though on FMK. Like for us, like that's when we was like, we gave him free will.
What's that like? What year is this?
05. February, somewhere in February 05, we just did FMK, man. We was just like,
that was the established year.
It kind of started in 04, but those 2 episodes didn't work. They wasn't funny at all. You can actually hear it briefly at the end of the the Size of Mania 4.
Yeah.
And you can hit up very, very first FMK. And it's like real small, and you just hear it like it's post HY, so it's still that, that same feeling, and it's like it just don't work. And we just really trying to add more cursing. It's just hell yeah with a lot more cursing. Like that's what the first FNK was, and it went to the third where shit started to change, gradually. And then we started giving Killer his own voice. Everybody had their own part.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That was one of those just pivotal years, Chunks, like 2005, man.
I'm sorry, but you said pivotal years.
It's recorded too.
He was serious.
It was just one of those.
Don't think you ain't catch that shit, but go ahead.
Yeah, we got to record it. It's documented. But just one of those moments is just like damn. I mean, everybody was on their shit.
Yeah, because it was a new era though. Like that's what we realized. Like, I think this happened even during the group home. Like we was just thinking like, damn, how long can we go with Payne being Diddy? You know what I'm saying? Like, how long is he gonna be Diddy Kong? How long is these gimmicks gonna keep going on? Like, we kind of just had that thought. We had came home from Connochusetts to Connochusetts. We was like, in that place, and then we visited y'all. And we was just walking, and we was just like, damn, how long is this shit gonna be like this? Like, it's the same shit. Like, I think probably prior to this, I think Flamino got into a confrontation, like one of those, what you said, like when Bobby used to say the N-word, or somebody said the N-word, and he used to.
Alright, I want to take this time out to tell you guys about DraftKings.com. You can set up your free league and invite friends in just minutes. Compete with any number of friends and add more friends at any time. It's league leaderboards to track your performances against your friends, and the league continues as long as you want to. Play weekly NFL or choose from 9 other fantasy sports. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. The people are out there winning big cash prizes in these free and paid tournaments. DraftKings is the leading provider of one-day fantasy sports. Something for everybody. Choose from free or paid contests. No season-long commitment. Avoid that injury bug and draft day bust. Play on your desktop, tablet, and mobile devices. You can choose from your favorite sports, including NFL, golf, NBA, MLB, NASCAR, and others. Plenty much more. Go to fantasy football and fantasy golf to become a millionaire today at DraftKings.com.
And ourselves like, how long is it gonna be this? You know what I'm saying? I guess like 6 months later, we playing Raw 2, and Raw 2 was the shit. And then we see 90% was like a 1.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It was like, damn, and that was even more confirmation. Like, we can't keep doing this shit. You know what I'm saying? It has to change.
Yeah.
And I think that's what started the growth, though. It was like, don't just add more curse words. Like, just really, just come from your heart. And I like what Killer said on his Inside the Studio. It's like FMK, a lot of times it really isn't funny. Like that's not what we aim for. You know what I'm saying? We aim to just really express ourselves, express thoughts, and that's why like it really is like for us, it's like the greatest show. You know what I'm saying? Like we did that shit. It's like thank you. You know the only problem with FNK, everybody will tell you, is those early episodes they suck, but they will also tell you we kept trying to go on when we was already like to a point where we could like put this shit out. You know, FNK shouldn't have existed in 2012, 2011 because we at that point had projects. You know what I mean? And it was like that was the old way of doing things, recording because we felt this way. Now we can put it out to the world digitally. You know what I'm saying? In an artistic way instead of just I'm pissed off, so let me upload it. You know what I mean?
It's just like, man, it's like, man, what I think about is like, you know, just how like innovative that was. Like to us on the East Coast, things like F and K, things like Hell Yeah, like, you know, the way y'all just took y'all own, like, you know, created y'all voice.
Yeah.
You know, and I like how you say, you know what I'm saying, F and K, it wasn't meant to be funny.
No.
And that's why it really ain't meant for the East Coast. It's really meant for the West Coast. You know what I mean? It's kind of the West Coast's own thing because it's the emotions. You know what I mean? And it's also like the growth. You know what I mean? The process of things. You know, you're able to get these thoughts out. You know, it was an outlet. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. But you know, for me, going back to F&K, it's like it's a side that needs to be explored more. You know what I mean? Like the stuff we spoke on, like people need to hear that shit because a lot of people feel how we feel. You know what I mean? They think how we think, but they are too afraid to put it out there because they don't want to be criticized or told that they stupid or whatever the fuck it is. You know what I mean? And we was the voice of those people. We was the voice of that pain because we really experienced that. So, you know, it is important for a lot more people to hear because this is a part of somebody that people will never get. Like it's people, you know, that kill themselves, Justin. Like they just, you know what I'm saying? And people be like, why the fuck did he do it? Because he was afraid to speak on some of these things that he felt. You know what I mean? And we tried to speak on that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
We tried to like really talk for the underdog, the real underdogs, you know what I'm saying, that people don't really take a second look at. You know what I'm saying? And like that's why that shit is very important to us because like it just really came from such a truthful place. You know, to date, every F&K member will probably tell you deadly gas and suicidal invention like that. The ideas we was coming up with, you know what I'm saying, just was amazing. You know what I'm saying? It's just like right there, you know what I'm saying? That paints the picture of how we feel. And you know, I don't mean to stay on F&K long, but fuck y'all, this is my podcast. It's just that, you know, that to me is just probably like one of my biggest career highlights is doing that shit. Like, you know,
I mean, it was named after you. You was part of it. You know, when it was called Flick and Kong. Now talk about, you know, we since we talking about F&K, you know, talk about why it was Flick and Kong, and talk about why you guys were the ones that was chosen.
Well, on HY, you know, we had came back. It was called HY Out on Bail. You know what I'm saying? And the reason we called it that is because they kept playing Tupac Driven, and every time we watched it, it would get to that one part where he say, "Look, Snoop, we out on bail. They think we in jail, but we out on bail." Every time we would turn to Driven, that part would be on. And so, you know, we named the tape that, like, Hell Yeah, Out on Bail. And the reason we named it that, though, is because, you know, we was not in a group home. You know what I'm saying? We got to visit y'all.
Yeah, right.
And on that particular recording, on side B, me and Bess just went to a strip club. Like, it was just all these different Hell Yeah segments, and out of nowhere, we just did that. You know what I'm saying? It's like, and it was funny as fuck. It was like, damn, you know what I'm saying? And Soup had, like, kind of stood back and said, that's a great idea to put them together. You know, and after Hell Yeah ended and all that, you know, like that, like he heard that tape, and then he said, okay, maybe, you know, these two can carry XTV. And it really was supposed to be just me and Best. It was just supposed to be us two. You know what I'm saying? Then Killer, you know, he just came into the picture and it made sense.
Yeah.
And earlier it was James. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It was me, James, Killer, and Best, and Payne sometimes popped up, but he was not supposed to be on there. But Soup was still fresh with the hell yeah shit. So
Right.
Payne was, he'll just say shit like, "Get the fuck out of here, Payne."
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And but like as time wore on, like FNK became its own thing. Like it wasn't just me and Best. It was called that. It was called FNK because that's who it was supposed to be surrounded by.
It was supposed to be that.
Right, and that's why
But it wasn't that.
That's why I say
It was
shit.
naturally.
Yeah, like that's why I say the shit crazy because Killer, he did his thing on there, but then it became Wells, and it became all these memories and all this funny shit we still listen to. You know what I'm saying? Like before we go to bed,
On
like
the network.
right, we play FNK and we be dying in there. I remember one time like Keisha and Sandra came in the room because I was dying. I don't know what episode I was listening to, but that shit had me in tears, man. I was like, I don't know which one it was. I was like, and they came in there like, "You all right?" I'm good. And and it's
Who was it that made you pop like that?
it definitely probably was either Killer or Payne.
Yeah.
Or me, probably me,
Probably you.
cause oh my god, like and it's just one of those things that just like it was like that hurt shit.
Right.
You know how you be hurt?
Yesterday.
Oh my god, I don't know what episode that shit was, man, but like it's only a few things that we do, like Real World Tampa, Cosby Show, and FNK shit that we do. Those the only things that can really kill me if I keep listening to them. You know what I'm saying? And I think I had to cut it off that night. I was like, man, nah, I'm gonna wake London up. Like that shit was killing me. It was funny as fuck. I don't know which episode it was. We done so much. You know what I mean? And like, because one thing with Super Duper, like when he see, like he finally know what to do with something.
Yeah.
Shit, he do that shit all the time. So it's like F and K.
Exactly.
90 minutes over, okay, another tape in, F and K, another tape in, F and K, and he became so addicted to doing F and K where he would go to stores. That's why he was buying them big ass 16 packs of 90-minute tapes all the time, taking out a chunk of his money because he was so addicted. It was like drugs. He was like, oh shit, man, oh damn, and then that's when he started recording over, you know what I'm saying, Biggie Smalls albums and shit, and putting a little tissue in the little tape. Cause he was just like he was like fiending because he was on it and he knew what the format and he was writing down ideas. You know what I'm saying? That's why he used to go in his room like you got this old Joe shit written on the paper. Like he just, I don't know, his mind be going because he found it. He know what he trying to do now. He know what the point of F and K is. And so, man, we got stacks and stacks of recordings. But like going back to your earlier question, yeah, F and K was supposed to just be me and Best because we was trying to build a friendship because East Coast don't know this shit, but me and Best had a big ass feud. You know what I mean? Like we didn't like each other at all. Like I couldn't stand his ass, and he hated me because we had a match in CAW. Started off really over pettiness. You know what I'm saying? But after a while, we was trying to like build up on our friendship. And that's just the funny part about F and K, because we trying to show that, look, y'all, we friends now. But every episode we argue. You know how you and Bob argue?
Yeah.
Oh my God, like we always arguing. You know what I'm saying? We always argue.
Yeah.
And it's just but it's that element of the show is
right.
Killer. Is Wells coming in when Wells put his family on that shit? Forget about it. You know what I mean? Oh my God, Wells is hilarious. You know what I'm saying? He got his brother on there, and that was something that we was gonna animate. Huh? Wells got a big ass family. Like he had his mom, and he had a bunch of people. His dad, his stepdad, his dog, and shit. And it was just all these different things going on. I was trying to make a point with that. Fuck. But yeah, it's just that, when you add all those elements together, it's perfect. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I say it's the highlight, man, because like we was able to showcase more. HY, we had to keep a standard. You know what I mean? We couldn't cuss that much. It was supposed to be kid friendly in a way, But F&K allowed us to go outside the box and stop, just like being afraid to really be who we were. You know what I'm saying? And that's just a big point for my life. But go ahead, just.
So like I wonder like from because you say FNK started in '05
Well,
or '04,
you could say '04, but those was just 2 episodes and they
couple
suck.
episodes. If you're in the market of buying a new or used van, then TrueCar.com is where you need to stop at. See what others paid. Use the data to become an expert in just 60 seconds. TrueCar has collected millions of transactions nationwide, so they know what people are paying in your local area. Get up-to-date pricing, information, and ability to compare pricing before you get to the dealership. That's right. Guaranteed savings. Only registered TrueCar users receive guaranteed savings on more than 1 million in-stock vehicles nationwide. And certified dealers to see their inventory and find a vehicle that matches your preferences and provide your guaranteed savings up front. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. So go to TrueCar.com and see to get yourself a new or used vehicle. You know, probably, you figure out that you got something going. It goes into '05, like, and you mentioned Wells. I remember him getting established maybe '07, '08ish.
'07.
So how long did FNK last?
FNK lasted from, I'll say that point, I guess in '04 if you want to count it, to 2012. Yeah.
12, huh?
Yeah.
What made it stop?
It was just the same shit, you know what I mean? And it just got to be...
Same shit?
Yeah, it just got to be...
because, you talked about it, FNK being this thing that, was, just the real shit, relating to the real shit.
Right.
So how does that get old?
It gets old when we got other ways to present this message. It gets old when Killer is on this big ass level now, you know what I mean? So he doesn't really need FNK, and it's just
things
different.
Change.
The dynamics change. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Ideas change. Things grow. We got creative ways to put these things out. You know what I'm saying? Like FNK, a lot of times was suppressed anger. We was pissed off. Right. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
a lot of the times.
That's how I've seen it.
Yeah, you know what I mean? And so as a result, it's just like, now we got a creative way to put this shit out. You know what I'm saying? Instead of just be mad, we can, do these Cosby shows, do these whatever, and whatever.
No, it's just funny, thinking about the different things you can do.
Right.
Yeah.
And
it's a release.
Yeah, it's a very great release, and it's more productive. You know what I'm saying? You ain't just keeping these thoughts inside and just putting them out there. Go ahead.
No, I'm just agreeing.
Like FNK was a great creative point. You know what I mean? It launched a lot of new stars. Wells, he came in '07. You know what I'm saying? Or he came back in '07. He actually first appeared on a lot of Killer comedy tours. He was just always going wah, 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 wah.
Right.
And then eventually he appeared on House of Ribbits. You know what I'm saying? And the Killer was like, "Oh, I remember you, Johnny Wells." And after a while, he appeared a little bit on FNK, and people used to try Wells. I remember, like, Bobby tried his ass. Yeah. A bunch of people, because of his voice. They used to think he was like a bitch, and they used to just, like, diss the shit out of him. And he made his stuff, and, you seen what happened with that.
I love the way Wells got over. He didn't take no shit, and it was like he was just a little Franco Rock bitch.
Right.
No shoot. I know that was, kind of left field, but all I'm saying is that, like, once he got over, he stayed over, and, it's like, I don't know if it was ever recognized, like, oh, he the guy, but, he already had that, that affiliation with Man, he with LT and the Killer,
right.
You know what I mean? And but he proved and showed that he was able to stand on his own and be his own entity. And I love that about Wells. And he still ain't, he had a high level though, but he still ain't at that level that he could be.
To me, Wells is like Drake, because like Wayne ain't really making music like that. You know what I'm saying? So it's Drake. You know what I'm saying? He up. I feel like if Wayne was really, really making music like that, you know what I'm saying, he'll be like, up. But Drake was just the second up. You know what I mean? Even though I'm happy he winning with this album, I already talked about it, but like, that's how I always seen Wells. You know what I'm saying? Just as like, He just ain't do it yet. You know what I'm saying? But you know he gonna do it.
Well, and I feel like Drake is doing it, even though they ain't got shit to do with it. But what we talking about, I just feel like Drake is absolutely doing it. He where Wayne was back in '08. Everybody loved Drake now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I don't think that because if you was to compare Wells to the Killer, Killer done had so much success over the past several years, and Wells he's made some appearances here and there, but has had nowhere near the success. Even with title reigns, and XTV has become this thing, Trunks, where it's not about the title reigns. It's not about how many titles you hold. That counts. That's like a gold medal. It's like, good, you did that. You accomplished something. You got high. But this ain't like wrestling. It don't work like wrestling, where the title belt is the be all end all. You gotta be
the championship instead of wear the championship.
Yeah, and I was listening to the exactly. You have to be that prize trophy. And it's like, Romy was trying to say to my kid, when he was sitting up there smoking weed with him.
We'll get on that.
Anyways, he was saying to him, like, you could be the first guy to be on MTV. Like, imagine that. Like, the first XTV, guy to land the gig, And it's like, I talk about it with, guys all the time. Certain guys ain't gonna cut the mustard. Certain guys who we think is it here on XTV, they ain't gonna be the guy to get in. It's not gonna be Bob. It's gonna be like the Who Monsters kid. It's gonna be Renee Young. These new guys. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's like that's the future of XTV to me, because you're bringing in all this brand new stuff. And it's just like, it's so fun, it's so exciting, and that's what XTV was built on in the beginning. And I kind of credit that to the West Coast. The West Coast probably got the most rookies and the most guys coming in, at one time
at a fast ass rate. You know what I mean? And Renee Young just came in.
Oh God!
We got my daughter.
It made me wonder if in real life, if Lillian Garcia was ever jealous of Renee Young, the new young girl coming in. She kind of took her job a little bit on the mic. Lillian is now is just the announcer, but Renee got her own little TV show. She be doing this, she doing that.
Probably is, Aiden.
I wonder. She on the panel. Lillian was never on no panel. I need here nor there.
Well, you say I can go where I want to go, Justin?
Sure.
Hey. Let me see, man. I think I talked about FNK enough. A lot of people.
What was life like after FNK?
That bitch kept putting me in jail.
Yozy, we can go there. Let's go.
I said what I had to say on 90%.
Yeah, you talked on 90. We heard this. You're supposed to be in jail right now.
My opinion.
Martha had locked you and LT up together at the Ritz for a month, and she must have forgot about it because
Anyway, it's just that, man. I talked about it on 90s. And I really wasn't trying to be disrespectful. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I'm sorry, man. Like I'm just gonna be real. Like, that show you the mentality of Yozy. Like. No, for real. True. That's an undeveloped female. Like, let's be real. She, they ain't gonna put the middle finger on that. I ain't even know what the fuck it was. You know what I'm saying? It's like, oh, it's a middle finger. It's like, like, how childish can you be? Like, instead of debate with me like an adult, about that shit. You know what I'm saying? You do something petty like that. You a mom. You know what I'm saying? You was the commissioner for 2 terms. It's like, we gotta be real. You know what I'm saying? People gotta be held accountable for shit like that. We got her on recorded, putting me in jail for nothing, putting LT and DT in jail for nothing. Like, and I get it. Like, she trying to show that she control or whatever, but it just looks stupid. It just look petty because you locking people up for your own reasons. You're not really locking them up because you want them locked up. Like, and she used to do that shit a bunch of times, and I used to just be like, what the fuck, you know? So now that I'm out, of course I'm gonna talk about this shit. Imagine if you was locked up. You know what I'm saying? It's like, yeah, it's stupid as fuck. Like,
it's funny to me. It's just like, you know, I mean, you and Yosi. To me, it's a missed opportunity, you know, because you and Yosi got such great chemistry. You know, I'm
not saying I'll never like work with her.
I ain't saying that you saying that. You know, like I don't think that you think that, but like, why would she want to work with you if she feel that you feel that way about her? And it's just like, you know, it's like Yosi.
She's a great person, but she's a bad commissioner.
Yosi didn't wanna like acknowledge like that because she's like that's over. It's in the past. You know what I mean? And it's just like nothing, because like she my friend, you know, like me and Yosi go back.
But my thing is, Justin 90% brought it up on this podcast, and I did. It's the Real Nigga podcast, so you gonna get the truth out of me. You know what I mean?
Didn't shoot your ass in the toe. That's
all. You know what I'm saying? You know, we kind of tilted a little bit off there, but you know, he got the better of me. But
of course he did. You're 40.
Look,
I'm 15.
Don't say that too loud. We recording, motherfucker.
I am.
People gonna try my G. But no, it's just that, you know, I was just telling her, I know she want to say that's water under the bridge, that's over, but I'm just saying, during her commissionership, I like she could have done different things. You know what I mean? That time when we was in the car and Neil hit her with a damn nightstick, he got off easy as fuck. You know what I'm saying? He hit her ass with a nightstick. Thank you. You know what I mean? A person like that has tased you. You know what I'm saying? And his abused his authority, got let off easy. Compared to me, I probably cussed that. I probably call her a bitch. You know what I'm saying? Compare that to somebody hitting you in the face with a nightstick. You know, he just get let off. You get what I'm saying? It's like, nah, like that shit was stupid to me. And you know, that's why it's like, if that's your decision making, you're not a good commissioner. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not an opinion, that's facts. You know,
there's an opinion, Trunks. I mean, because it's like, that's what you think.
Yeah,
and it's like,
that's how it is, though. Like, if a police officer does a bad job,
but you know, truthfully, Trunks, you know, and I heard you when you had said that, and it's really all relative, because you can say what you want, she could say what she want, but at the end of the day, you know, it's just like, it's like, where do we go from here? You know what I mean?
You had asked me, and that's what I had to say. She was a bad commissioner. You know, she was a great person, I'm sure, somewhere, probably. Look, but yeah, man, that's just how I feel about it. You know what I'm saying? I wish her the best. You know, and I hope, you know, she mature. You know what I mean? Like, she's a smart person, but I don't know. I just wish that she would handle things, you know, in a more mature way, and that's just it.
Trunks,
shut the hell up.
You know,
I am mature. I just enjoy my life.
And you know,
I go out here looking how I look because I'm happy about how I look.
I'm not gonna talk about that. I'm not gonna go there, Trunks. You know, I told you, you don't know where this podcast may go, and I said you say whatever you want to say. All gloves off, alright? And here we are. Now you sitting up there, you talking all that shit about Yosi. And I said, you're not a thorn on my side, however, we do fight all the fucking time. Trunks, you fought me more times than you fought Yosi. You fought me last week, the week before last,
I don't remember.
Yesterday,
yeah,
last year, and back on Ellicott, all through them days.
Well, maybe some of those times you was in the wrong and I just was defending my G. Maybe.
But, you know, and listen, Trunks, all I'm saying is this. You and I both, you know, have been very impulsive. I done been commissioner. Remember that? Back in the days when we was younger, and, you know, and tried to have commissioners. And it's like, to me, not until nowadays have we, you know, started somewhat like Tavari did it the best. You know, JJ did all right. You know, I love Miss Ruby. You know what I'm saying? Yosi, you know, she was at a dark time period. You know what I mean? I wish that she could have had better circumstances, but she was just like, okay, here you go. You know, she just got scraps after LT did this amazing shit, and it's just like, you know. So I kind of feel for Yosi. You know what I mean?
Fuck Hillary.
But at the end of the day, you know, it's a growing process. You know what I'm saying? It's like we all done matured and shit. You know, so it's just like, you know, what's done is done. And then, you know, shit, she used to lock me up too. And you know, like those used to be some of the crazy. Like I wish we had recordings of those. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like the shit that used to go down in those cells.
We do. We got doorstep recordings.
No, like even after that, like it was just in the room, just like certain shit that used to happen was just like some of the funniest shit ever. You know what I mean? And it's because, you know, this group of people, like that time when like all of us was chained together. You know what I'm saying? And it was just like, you know, how would it be in this situation where, you know, these five, you know, people have to interact with each other and have to deal with each other. You know what I mean? And it creates this, you know, kind of like you tap into that level of creativity, and you start to think about that situation. You know what I mean? And it kind of bring out the best in you. You know, and like to me, like that's what Yosi did. You know, as commissioner, like she made you be in a situation that made it like, although we don't have the game, like you tap into this level of creativity, and it kind of like separates each individual guy. You know what I mean? And they stand out. And you know, you stand out as that angry guy, you know, that was yelling at your daughter. You know what I mean? Like when you were saying that at the beginning of the podcast, you know, like it's just like that rung a bell in my mind, you know, and you know, I got my own anger shit. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, but I don't know. I just feel like you and I both are kind of this this rage against the machine kind of.
We is, you know, like going into '08. You know what I'm saying? Like I remember, it was a rough ass year, and that was the year of Killer. You know, like that's when he was really doing his thing. And you know, like they was the voices. Like I didn't even talk. I was D-Matic, you know, Big Trunks,
Yeah.
and I was always doing my little promos. But on that last 90% episode, they wanted me to open it up. You know what I mean? And like it is one of the best rants. Like it's just like, because it's like Trunks back, but you don't even say Trunks back, because you just hear it in my voice. You just like, you feel every word I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? And like I was the only one that could talk like that or talk about that. Like 90 could have did it, but it was like, nah, man, I need to talk shit, and I don't care if I'm Trunks right now. Like it's like it's like Stone Cold when he was like the Invasion Stone Cold playing the guitar and shit. It's like him just all of a sudden being a badass for this one particular night. You know what I mean? He's still in the same little weird ass gear and shit, but it's like, no, motherfucker, I'm serious. And you don't care that I'm in draws. You just hear what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? And you know, like I just always been that angle. Like I've always been the voice of that shit. You know,
Yeah.
and I think, you know, it's super duper his matured, you know, in life, because that's what I was for him. It's like as he's matured, the anger is kind of like it's silly as fuck. You know what I mean? It's not as crazy.
It's more
you know
controlled.
what I mean? Exactly. It's a lot more controlled. You know what I mean? And he have fun with it. He uses creative things to, you know, calm it down. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
I mean, we've lost a lot of shit. Like, you know, we did this review of HY in 2008. And to me, I think that's one of the things that really made Super Duper anger change, because he broke the tape out of anger. He was mad at Sandra or some shit. And, you know, even when he did it, he was just like, damn, like, why in the fuck did I do that? He was mad. He was like, he hated himself. You know what I'm saying? He was like really down about that shit. And then, you know what I'm saying? From there, like, he was just like, man, I'm just gonna start to acknowledge this shit. He talked to Bill about that.
Yeah.
Something spilled right there. But anyway, yeah, he talked to Bill about it. He just said, yeah, man, you know, he was just like, you just gotta catch it when you.
All right, everybody, give me a go home cue. But let me tell y'all something. I got part 2 coming on with Big Trunks D-Matic on my next episode. A whole lot of good stuff. It's like I said, no questions and no nothing. But every time me and Big Trunks D-Matic sit down, it's always a good time. And I'm trying to find peace over here with the woes of my life. Don't feel bad for me. It's good. It is a good time. I guarantee it. I gotta ride to work and everything. It's gonna be all right. And I hope everything is going good in your life. That's right. Because let me tell you something. It's always a reason to look up and smile. Anytime you feel like you got your health and everything is going good, then it's like that song saying in the back, you know that you made it. So, from sunny Florida in this hot ass humid heat. Oh, look who it is.
Motherfucker!
Oh, damn. What do you know? Oh, man, like I said, part 2 with this guy is coming up next time. It's always a good conversation. From sunny Florida, ladies and gentlemen, I'm signing off. Ernest Justin Turkey Leg. Good night.